Okay, if you take your Bibles and turn to Acts 24, last week we looked at two chapters, chapters 22 and 23, and tonight we're on schedule just for 24. Next week we'll look at 25 and 26, and the next week 27 and 28, and then somebody else will be teaching the class after 2 weeks from tonight. In Acts 24, we left Paul. He had come to Jerusalem and was to appear before the Sanhedrin Council in Acts 23. Now, if you remember, when he had the opportunity to kind of make his defense, he saw that the seating around him was part Sadducee and part Pharisee, and so that kind of worked in his behalf up to a certain point. And they got kind of throwing stones at each other, so to speak, and even the Pharisees said, well, just let Paul go free. But then there was such an uproar, and if you remember, how many men, more than what number, made a promise that they were going to kill Paul before they ate or drank? How many? Above 40, wasn't it? More than 40. It might have been 41, it might have been 49, I don't know. I wonder, when we start tonight, and the very first phrase says in chapter 24, after 5 days. Now, these folks are probably getting pretty hungry by now, don't you imagine? That they made this promise they wasn't going to eat or drink till they'd kill Paul, and here we are 5 days later, and that hadn't happened yet. So if you ever make a promise like that, you might have to kind of go back on your word. I hope you wouldn't make one like that, but you think about promises. Now, when we get in this chapter, I think of this chapter